One for sports, what's going on out there? The Giants, I tell you, they got to be one of the most unluckiest teams in the league right now, man. This franchise right now, man. We're going to get into this game. Giants lose tonight 17-7. It was a defensive battle. Now, before the game, you say to yourself, hey, you hold the Bengals to 17 points, that high-powered offense, you hold them to 10 points until within 2 minutes left in the game. Hey, we're going to win this game today. I'll take that right now. But the Giants, once again, can't score points. Once again, it has been the problem with this franchise for the past few years. They don't score enough points in the NFL. And in today's NFL, you got to score points. Because if you don't score points, you better have a top-tier defense to survive in a season. And when I say top tier, I'm talking about Ravens top tier in 2000. I'm talking about 85 Bears. I'm talking about 86 Giants. I'm talking about the Legion of Boom of Seattle Seahawks, those type of defenses. Because in today's NFL, you got to score points. And once again, this Giant team does not score enough points. This defense came out to play today. They came to play. They had a tremendous game today, I thought. Bowen, I thought he called a hell of a game tonight. I really did. And this offense of the Bengals has been a high-powered offense for a few weeks, including last week against one of the best teams and best defenses in football last week in Baltimore. They dropped 38 points, 38 points. And the Giants held this team to 17 points. And we can't score more than a freaking touchdown. This is what is ailing this franchise right now, man. And we're going to get into it. We're going to get into what happened tonight. Let's get to the chat right away. Danny R, welcome, Danny R. What's going on, Giants Nation? What's good, baby? Yo, who the fuck is that kicker? He needs to be released like tomorrow. We should call Adam Vinatieri out of retirement because, damn, that's another thing. That kicker is terrible. We're going to get into that guy, too. We're going to talk about that, too. Danny also says, love the aggressive play calling by Dable throughout the game, but we got to stop being so damn predictable on fourth down plays. Like, go to Theo Johnson, Wandell Tracy on a slant instead of Slayton. Yeah. You know what? I didn't really have a problem with the play calling too much tonight. I mean, let's be honest. Okay. I didn't think over the past few weeks we have seen Brian Dable not really be aggressive enough with the decisions he's made. He went for it on fourth down a lot of times tonight and played to win. So listen, I'll take that. I'll take that for what it is. Okay. However, the execution is the issue. The execution is really was the issue tonight. You know what I mean? And we're going to get into that in a moment. Let's talk about this defense. It was a defensive battle. The Giants defense came to play tonight, man. They came to play tonight. That D-line, missing Thibodeau, who we all heard the news, out 4 to 6 weeks. He had surgery on his arm. I thought Azeez Ojulari had a great game tonight, had 2 sacks. He was shaky in the beginning. Okay. Joe Burrow inexplicably got out on his side of it when he was holding edge containment, rushing up, and scored a 47-yard touchdown run. Okay. But I thought he played really good. And he had a sack also in this game that he let Burrow go. I don't know what he was thinking, but the man balled out after that first quarter. He played well. He had 2 sacks. He was very disruptive tonight. Very good to see with Azeez tonight. And you know what? It's never been his issue about if he can play. It's about can he stay healthy. That's been the issue with Azeez since he's been a Giant. You know what I mean? Staying healthy. Yeah, Real Multi. Salute, Real Multi. just another terrible way to lose a game. I know. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, this offense. But yeah, I thought Aziz had a really good game. And honestly, this D-line came to play. They came to play today. You know what I'm saying? They had four sacks. They had 4 sacks. And I put dollar signs up because you know what? Brian Burrs, welcome to the Giants. Actually played his best game as a Giant, I thought, tonight. He was all over the field today. That is why we paid the money to sign him to that deal. That is why we traded for him and got him here. Okay? He balled out today. He was all over the field on both ends. He disrupted. He had a sack today. Disrupted Burrow the entire game. Okay, with some real good moves and played the run, I thought, very well tonight. Very well. Okay. He played a great game tonight. I thought this is the Brian Burns we want to see going forward. The consistent disruptor. That's what we want. He played very well tonight. Dexter Lawrence, he had another sack. 7 sacks on the season, tied for the NFL lead as an interior defensive lineman. Listen, I'm going to have to say it. Okay. This man is one of the best players in the NFL. And I'm not saying just defensive players. He is one of the best players in the NFL. For what this man is doing as an interior defensive lineman at nose tackle, that is crazy to think that Dexter Lawrence has 7 sacks already and it's only week 6. This man is a beast. He is just everything you want for the Giants, everything you need him to be. He always shows up. Just another great game tonight. Controlled the line of scrimmage, double, triple, doesn't matter. Took care of business out there. Love what I saw from Dex. Tonight. And like I said, Aziz had 2 sacks tonight. Was very disruptive. His best game of the season. So the arrow is pointed up with this defense. The arrow is pointed up. And if you've been watching this channel, and if you've been watching what I've said all off season to this point, I believe that this D-line is the best in the division, and this defensive unit will get better as the season goes along and be one of the best units by the end of the year. And they are showing it. They were showing it tonight. No doubt about it. Danny R says, and Andrew Thomas was getting schooled by Henderson all night. Yeah, we're going to get into that in a moment. Yes, Andrew Thomas did not have a really good game tonight at all. I thought the offensive line just didn't play great tonight. No doubt about it. Black Fox 72, salute. What's good, bro? Giants should have been more committed to the run. Well, you know what? I'll say this. It looked like they were trying to be committed to the run. It really were. But the yards per carry, they just weren't getting the chunks tonight. You know what I mean? They weren't getting the chunks tonight. For what I was watching the game, it looked like it was just like a lot of tough yardage, the dirty yards. You know what I'm saying? Just into the line, get a little 2 yards, a little 3 yards. They just didn't get the big chunk plays this week. You know what I'm saying? They did kind of commit to it. Listen, Tracy had 17 carries tonight. Daniel Jones had a lot of carries tonight as well, but we'll look more into the numbers in a moment. But, the offensive line they just didn't have point of attack tonight the way I saw the first 5 weeks of the season. Latin 2882, I need a drink. Wait at me. I'm at my local bar. Yeah, it's one of those nights, bro. It's one of those nights. Oh, these Giants. Yo, BJ Hill was like, hey, Giants, remember me? Danny R says, yeah, BJ Hill, when he was a Giant, he really wasn't this player that we saw him become when he got to Cincinnati. We traded him, I believe, for an offensive lineman a few years back. If I remember correctly, I have to fact check that. But we traded him, I think, for an offensive lineman, or did we trade him for a draft pick? I believe it was an offensive lineman. I can't think off the top of the head. But BJ Hill, when he was here, nothing more than a rotational inside interior lineman. Never saw this kind of play from him as a Giant. Now, all of a sudden, lo and behold, he goes to Cincinnati, and there he is. There he is. Black Fox 72. Defense is good. This is what's going to make season crazy the last 4 games. We're all winnable. Yeah, this defense is going to keep us in a lot of games this year. And this is what I anticipated coming into the season. I felt like the defense was going to be the more consistent unit as season goes on that we could lean on and depend on. Offense was going to be a work in progress, with new offensive linemen coming in, Daniel Jones, back and forth play, up and down play with him and coming off injury, rookie receiver and Neighbors. Like these type of things, I anticipate this defense will be good because I felt like this front seven was gonna drive the car for this team and that defense. And little by little, every week, they're getting better. They're getting better. And it's helping out that young secondary in the back end behind them because they have talent back there, but they're young. And you got to have a pass rush to cover up those mistakes that they might make or so forth and those things. Also, the scheme as well. I feel like Bowen is starting to now play to the strengths of what the talent has instead of what he wanted to do as far as the cover 2 zones and all of that, where they're just like giving up too many chunk plays. This defense, you got to bring the rush. You got to bring blitzes. You got to use that talent because when you're not getting home with the 4 down linemen and you're sitting back playing zone, well, it's pitch and catch for the quarterback and his receivers all the time. And I feel like now Bowen is starting to realize that. But I thought the D-line really played well tonight. No doubt about it. Kicking game is so inconsistent with injuries. Yeah, it is. It is. This freaking that kicker got to go. I'm sorry. He's got to go. I'll get into that in a second. Danny R says, with our record being what it is, and we still leading the league in sacks speaks volumes. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, the Giants lead the league in sacks this year. Now, before the season, we said it. Would you, and I ask anyone out there, I ask all my Giant Nation fans out there, all my fellow Giant soldiers out there, Giant fan soldiers, before the season, if we were going into week 6, leading the league in sacks, what do you think the record should be? It damn sure shouldn't be 2-4. It shouldn't. But here we are. Here we are again. Here we are again. It's ridiculous, man. This Giant defense, they deserve better tonight, man. They balled out. I thought they played their asses off tonight, man. They played their asses off out there. Okay? That Bengal offense, they don't play. They score points. They got elite skill position players in the wide receiver core. And look what they did tonight. They held the Bengals' high-power passing attack in check. Burrow has 0 touchdown passes today. 0 tonight. Think about that for a minute. Coming into this game, if you would tell me that the Giants' defense will hold Joe Burrow to 0 touchdown passes tonight, I say we win handily. But that did not happen. It did not happen. He scored a touchdown on a run, which is crazy to me how that even happened. He scored one on early in the game. First drive of the game, I believe. That's all they got tonight, basically, until the last 2 minutes when the Giant defense is just trying to strip the ball and make a play. That game was basically over. It was basically over at that point. So you're talking about with 2 minutes left, you held Joe Burrow to 0 touchdown passes. Okay. The Bengal offense to 10 points going into that, and you lose, something ain't right. Something ain't right here. Okay? Something is not right. And this offense, it continues to be the Achilles heel of this team. Continues. It's just ridiculous. Black Fox says 5-1. Yeah, they would. I mean, they should be this record should be better, but it's not. And there's a reason for it. I'm a little old school when like the great Bill Parcells says, you are what your record says you are. We're 2-4, and we should not be 2-4, but we are. And there's a reason for that. The Washington game should have never happened. We should have won that game. And Dable messed up with the freaking kicker situation. He messed that up. He effed that up, man. Okay. So worst come to worst, we should be what? 3-3? We're not. Okay, we're not. And that's unfortunate. The Dallas game, we had chances. We had ample chances to win that game, and we did not get the job done. We could not score. That was the problem. Kicking field goals all the time. The decisions that Dable has made in at times. The play calling isn't really the issue with me. I've seen Giant fans out there complain about the play calling, but to me, and there is something to that. There's been times where we're like, yo, Dable, what's up? But to me, it's the decisions, man. Tonight, Dable went for the win. He went for it on 4th down, like what? 5 times? 3 out of 5 we converted. So we did play to win. It's just they just can't score when it matters. Tracy is our future RB1. Singletary, unfortunately, got to take a backseat. Yeah. Listen, I've been on the Tracy train this whole time. And I said it in preseason, and I said it before the season. I said, he better watch it. Singletary better watch it, because when that kid get healthy, he's coming for that top spot. Because you can see clearly he has the most talent in the running back room. You could see it. And he was already a good pass catcher. You know what I mean? He was being used on 3rd down as the 3rd down back over Singletary. Now he's showing the kid can carry the rock. And guess what? He doesn't fumble. How about that? Our other 2 backs can't hold on to the freaking ball. This kid has 17 carries this week. Last week, what he had? 20 carries. No fumbles, but production. And I thought he gave us the tough yard game tonight. You know what I'm saying? Last week he got the chunks. Tonight he got the tough yardage tonight, because there wasn't really a lot of holes for him to run through tonight, but he got those tough yards. He did. Mr. Cool Lou, salute. What's good, bro? Daniel Jones is allergic at home scoring. We can't win any home games. SMH after Carlton, his team not the same anymore. Yeah, it's true. It seemed, I'm not here to say it's all on Daniel Jones tonight. I'm not, but he did not play good enough tonight. He didn't. Okay, and let's get into the offense. Let's just not even waste any time on that. Okay. Let's get into this offense. First of all, I just got to say the Giants' offensive line lost the battle at point of attack. Now, y'all know me already. I'm a big point of attack guy. It starts there. I'm old school, but you know what? It wins games in the NFL. Tonight was the worst point of attack game I saw from the Giants tonight. This so far this year. The Bengal D-line and front 7 basically controlled their end of the game. They did. Even the great Andrew Thomas didn't have a good game. He got schooled by Hendrickson tonight. Now, there was some talk I heard on the telecast that Thomas might be banged up now. So that's something we got to watch for this week with the injury report. But the facts are the facts. He got taken care of by Mr. Hendrickson tonight, and this defensive line. And let's be honest, the Bengal defense is not that great. They haven't been that good this year. But all of a sudden, here they coming in tonight against the New York Giants. They hold us from scoring. And we scored 7 freaking points tonight. They gave up like 40 points last week to the freaking Ravens. But they come here, of course, the Giants can't score. We're starting to become, too many times over the years, other teams' medicine when it comes to defensive struggles, and it's sickening with that. It really is, man. But I thought the Giants' offensive line lost the battle at point of attack tonight, and that's on them. They got to be better than that. Okay, not saying the Bengals are a terrible team, but they have not played well on defense, and they are not the type of defense that should be locking you down. They shouldn't. They didn't play well tonight. And on top of that, Daniel Jones. Here are the numbers. 22 of 41, 205 yards, 56 yards rushing. I'll give him that. He had 56 yards rushing. But another bonehead interception in this game. Now, the last few weeks, he has stayed away from those turnovers, those boneheaded turnovers that just kill my soul and kill us Giant fans' soul. He's played better the last few weeks. And as I've told you before, I'm not that big a Daniel Jones guy at all. I'm not sold on him. But I always give the guy credit when he plays well, and I always bring out when he doesn't. That's one thing you get here from this channel. You're going to get the real every time. There is no bias or none of that here. I'm going to tell it to you straight. Last few weeks, he was good, solid to good. This week, he was not good. He just wasn't. Not good enough. That interception is inexcusable. He is in his 6th year. He's got to stop it, man. Why is he tossing the ball in the middle of the field getting hit? When you're already in plus territory in field goal range, driving the ball, take the sack, go to the next play. No, he throws the ball up in the middle of the field like a fool. I don't understand it. I don't understand why he keeps doing those things. It's the decisions, man. It's always the decisions with him, and that's the problem. That's the problem. I mean, when is it going to stop? When is it going to stop? Black Fox says Tracy got the juice when Malik. Yeah. This draft class is looking real good. Real good. That's one thing I'll say is a positive, even though we are a 2-4 football team right now. This draft class has shown that they got some promise. And, hey, let's continue developing these guys and letting them play. Because if you look at every draft pick in this draft class, they are contributing to this football team, which also tells you there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. But the point is they're out there and they're contributing, and it looks like we got some. Malik Neighbors, you already know, he's going to be the truth. Okay, he's going to be the truth. You got Tracy, 5th round pick. He looked like he's the starter, in my opinion. Okay. Tyler Nubin, another solid game for Tyler Nubin. Played very well tonight. I'm telling you, this kid is coming on. They're not talking much about him like they should, but he has really been playing well. He's been solid in the back end on coverage. He's been playing very good against the run. He'll have his up and down a little misread here and there, give us a little bit of something, but he has been playing well for the most part as a rookie safety, okay? Phillips, Drew came back tonight, had a very solid game. That dude, always a dog. He always involved with everything. He's always in the middle of everything when it comes to the run, the pass. His presence was definitely felt tonight. We needed that. We needed his presence tonight. The last couple of weeks, we kind of been feeling it with the injuries in the back end. He was good tonight on his return tonight. Even Cordell Fly, not saying he's a draft pick in this class. I want to point out a shout out to Cordell Fly. He was pretty good tonight too as well. But Drew Phillips' presence was felt tonight. Theo Johnson, he contributed. He's starting to come on, be more of a factor in this offense and this pass attack, the quick game and everything. I thought he made some plays tonight. Okay. This draft class is really contributing. That is A+. Danny R says, I think Hyatt unfortunately needs to go elsewhere because the Giants are not using him properly at all. I hate to see that. Yeah, it's driving me crazy. I don't understand. This is what I don't understand why we cannot use this kid better. Why is it that when Jalen Hyatt comes in the game, we have to automatically telegraph that we're going to throw a deep ball to him? Can somebody tell me that? That I will get on Brian Dable about. That I will get on him about. Why is it every time, Brian Dable, he comes in the game, we are telegraphing the fact that we are going to call a play for him to go deep? Can we get this kid some touches in the game? Can we get him a couple of slants? Can we just throw the ball to him? Wide receiver, screen it. Screw it. Give him some touches in the game. Let him have a presence out there. I don't understand why this is a thing all the time. It's telegraphed. It's to the point where it's telegraphed. And then, of course, when Jones can't get him the ball deep, what happens? He has to sit on the bench. he don't get off the bench for a quarter and barely even plays a snap. And the rest of the game is just basically cardio for the kid because he doesn't get any touches in the game. What do you have? 1 catch for 6 yards tonight. Ridiculous. They threw the ball to him a deep two times, maybe, I think, 1 or twice. I don't understand. I don't understand what is going on between Brian Dable and Jalen Hyatt. There's got to be something wrong here. I'm sorry. I've been saying this for weeks. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Black Fox 72 says when Malik gets back with Tracy, that's scary. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Singletary, he's gonna have to take a step. He's gonna have to, in my opinion. Now we'll see if the Giants do that. But in my opinion, if those snaps aren't at least split 50-50 on the carries and touches, then Brian Dable gonna have to be talked to about that. That's ridiculous. Tracy has shown he is ready to play. He has been their best running back so far this season. Their best. Okay. And Singletary coming in with his fumbling issues. Listen, it's got to be at least 50-50. And when Malik gets back healthy, hopefully this week against the Eagles coming up, that's going to be a nice little tandem going forward. Hopefully in the future, because these two kids, they look like they are going to be a part of this future of this team. That's big time. You got to do it. Danny R says Giants are cursed when it comes to primetime game. It's so effing frustrating. Yeah, we go on primetime and we can't do shit. It's always some kind of bad type of loss for us. Either we get killed on primetime or we give away a game that we had no business losing because we can't score. Somebody tell me I'm wrong, because that's what I see every time. I got a trivia question. And what's funny is I don't even know the answer to it right off the hat. I got to fact check it. When was the last time the Giants scored 28 points on a primetime game? Any of you guys, come find that info out for me. Fact check for me. Because it feels like we can't score at all on primetime. I don't even remember the last time we scored 28 points in a game, let alone a game, but on primetime. Somebody let me know when. It's crazy. Black Fox 72 says Jones has to be consistent. Good Jones, next game, bad Jones. Yeah. It's the up and down. It's, it's Mr. Can't get right. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't want to say he hasn't been playing well, because he has been playing better the last few weeks. He has. I would say ever since the week 1 debacle, from week 2 on to up until tonight, there has been a progression of better play from him. I thought last week was his best game of the season. And we played well, and we got a win in Seattle. And just when you think, listen, we're finally going to get something going, this is a winnable game, a 1-4 football team coming into your house on prime time, and what do? We can't score again. It's crazy. It's really crazy, man. It's the most frustrating thing. It's like we need therapy as Giant fans at this point. It's crazy, man. It really is. Tracy has 17 carries, 50 yards, 6 catches, 57 yards. The kid had 107 total yards. And honestly, there wasn't a lot of holes for him to run through tonight. But he was a factor. He was a factor, and their best player. He was their best player on the field on the offense tonight. Definitely was. Okay? He definitely was. Darius Slayton had a couple of he had some catches. Let me take a look at them numbers for Darius Slayton. So basically, Tracy, Slayton and Tracy basically had the same amount of catches and same yardage. That's a problem. When your running back has the same amount of yards as your top wide receiver on the field, that's a problem. Especially when it's 57 yards of offense in the air. That's a problem. That's a big problem. Unbelievable. Let me see. Oh, man. Giants are going to have to make decisions on a lot of players when they get healthy, man. Black Fox 72 says, I'm starting to feel the magic been watching for over 35 years, man. Well, listen, we OG Giant fans, we seen the good, we seen the bad, we seen the great. Right now, we in the bad again. We in the bad, and we got to get out of it. And the only way to get out of it is we got to start winning games. We got to start learning how to win these kind of games and stop losing to teams that we should beat. This is a game we should have won. I'm sorry. You hold this high-powered offense, this passing attack of the Cincinnati Bengals to 17 total points, 10 points going into the last 2 minutes of a game. You got to win that game. You got to win that game. You got to. That was not the 2000 Raven defense this Giant offense was facing tonight. And they could not score points. They could not score points. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And there was even a play late. And this goes to show you, and exactly the curse of the black cat against the Cowboys. I remember that too. That was crazy that night. I remember that. But they've been having problems way before that freaking cat came on the field. Let's be honest. But yes, I do remember that night, Black Fox. That damn black cat running on the I remember that one. That was all over the news, all over. I think that was an ESPN primetime game, I believe, too. I believe I think that was in 2021, I believe, that game. But you can fact check that. But this goes to show you about the bad luck the Giants have. Another thing, early in the season against Washington, issue with the kicker. Now, that was a more self-inflicted wound, but of course, Gano re-injures himself. We had to go the whole game without a kicker. Scored 18 points because we couldn't kick field goals and extra points, and we lost by 3 freaking points. Okay? Now this. Late in the game, Bengals are trying to put the game away, and finally it looked like the Giants catch a break. The Giant defense stood up one more time, as they did all night. One more time, and they stripped Brown of the ball, and I believe it was Brown, with the running back Brown. And what happens? They have their hands on the ball, and they could not hold it, and it fell out of bounds. Bengals retain possession. That just goes to show you where the luck of this franchise is at right now. Something has to change. 2-4. Come on now. 2-4. It's ridiculous. It should not be 2-4. And here we are. And that's what happens with bad football teams. When you're a bad football team, you find ways to lose. And that's the freaking problem. They find ways to lose instead of find ways to win. Not every week you're going to face teams that are just going to be not good enough to beat you. And you just get it done no matter what they do to you, whatever you do to them. That's not going to be every week. You got to go out there and take the fucking game. You got to take the game, man. And they didn't take the game tonight again. Just like they didn't take the game against Dallas a couple weeks back on a Thursday night. They didn't take that game either, and they lost. This is the problem with the New York Giants. This is the problem. They don't take the game. It's always something that goes wrong, and they can't get out of it, and it's too much of a hill to climb, or they just don't do enough. That's what happens when you're a bad franchising team. Right now, they're stuck in that right now, and they have to find a way to get out of it. And I don't know when it's going to happen. And if this keeps continuing, it's going to start another cycle of, well, we got to get rid of the coach. Well, we got to get rid of the GM. Oh, we got to get rid of the quarterback. All of that. Something has to change because it's not working right now. Now, it's a lot of season left to play. I get that. It is. And I'm not ever going to say give up on the New York Football Giants. That's not me. I'm a soldier. I've been a Giant fan for a long time. I will never give up on my boys until it's over. You know what I'm saying? But the facts are the facts. Something got to change because they won't get out of it again this year. They're 2-4. And now we got a game against the Eagles. Another winnable game, by the way. Another winnable game. Another one. Are they going to screw this one up too? Or are they going to go stand up and say, no, we're going to take the game? This is the problem with the New York Giants. You don't know what you're going to get out of them. You just don't. Clifford Clarville, salute. What's goody, bro? What's good? As you can hear, you can see, I'm going through it right now. it's therapy time, man. Danny R said it's crazy whenever the Giants decide to celebrate past players and their amazing accomplishments in this organization. We always catch an L. It's just embarrassing. Yeah. You know, can you really imagine what these guys are saying while they're watching this every week? And then people wonder why Victor Cruz comes out publicly and says, we need a new quarterback. Or you know, Strahan says, hey, you know, we got to do better. We got to do this and that. This is what goes on. This is what goes on. They come out and, you know, you would think this is supposed to inspire you guys. You look to your left, you see greatness. You look to your right, you see greatness. But what do we see? What does this greatness see when they look at Charles? They see mediocrity to bad football. That's the standard y'all setting. When you look to your right, they set a great standard. You look to your left, they set a great standard. They shining them rings up. They saluting the crowd, getting their due. And that is supposed to inspire you guys to become better and work harder and be great. And instead, you fall on your faces every time in front of them. That's a problem. That's a problem. It just goes to show you that this team needs more changes. They need more changes, man. And I don't know what the changes are going to come from, because I'm on record as saying I'm not mad at Joe Schoen. He inherited a mess with this football team. Dave Gettleman left a mess here. Okay. And has there been some draft misses? Yeah, everyone's going to have draft misses. You're not going to hit on every pick. I know everybody likes to say that, but you don't hit on every pick. Okay. But you could tell the arrow is pointing up as far as the roster goes around the football team. It's starting to get better. They're just very young. Okay? Look at the draft class this year and last year. Last season and this year. You know, people want to talk about the first year when we had 2 first-round picks. I get this. There should be some criticism there. I get that. Evan Neal is a bust. Now, I'm not on the Kayvon Thibodeau's a bust train. I'm not on that. The man had 11 and a half sacks last year. Can he be a better player? Can he become a better player? Is there room for him to be better? Yes, there is. Of course there is. Do we want him to be even better than what he is right now? Yes, of course we do. But I'm not in that he's a bust. I'm not doing that. Now, I'm not here to say he's like a franchise player cornerstone. I'm not there yet. But you can't tell me the man's a bust. The man had 11 and a half sacks last year. And you know what? He's been playing better the last couple of weeks. And unfortunately, he got hurt now. So that sucks. Okay. That sucks. And it still remains to be seen if he'll even be able to come back this season, or what will he be when he comes back. Evan Neal's a bust. He is. The offensive lineman the Giants drafted, besides John Michael Schmitz, that's still not 100%. Okay, we got one, but he has had a better season this year. But all the offensive linemen that they drafted in year 1 when Shane got hit, they bust, no doubt about it. But keep one thing in mind: those scouts that were here were not Joe Schoen's scouts. It took them to get his scouts and his personnel team the following season here. And, of course, that last year, that draft class was better. And now this year, you see what they're doing out there. So I'm not even on it like that. Getting rid of Joe Schoen. I don't think Joe Schoen is the issue. I do think Brian Daboll, I like Brian Daboll as a coach, but he has not helped himself the last year. He has not helped himself. He's made some questionable decisions with the football team, decisions in the game. And of course, he had that issue with his coaching staff, with the way he was acting with them, and they were acting with him. So that's out there. That's a black eye on him. So, but I do think he's been coaching much better this week, this last couple of weeks, and it's translated into wins. 2 of the last 3 weeks he's won games. Okay, 2 of the last 3 weeks he's won games. Tonight, however, was not good. This was not a good performance for this offense. You scored 7 points. Your quarterback and coach have to be held accountable, as well as the entire offensive line. It has to be. Everyone takes blame. There is no let's get out of jail free cards here this week. It's not going to be like that. And I know Malik Neighbors did not play. I know that. That's a big, big loss. And let me tell you, I'm not too happy. And I've done the research and I read everything, and I see, yes, I do see that you cannot really say that going to a concert messed up his concussion symptoms and all of that. However, the optics are not good. The optics are not good doing that, especially after you missed the last week. And now, especially when you had to miss another week. Not good. I was not happy with that. I'm not going to blame him for being a kid. He's going to make decisions like that. Maybe in a couple years, he'll realize, hey, that was not something I should have did. He's a young dude, 21 years old, got all that bread. Listen, these kids more times than not are not going to make the right choice. However, this was a big loss tonight, and the fact that he did not play, the optics does not look good. He went to that concert. I don't like that. I didn't like it. I'm going to be honest. I didn't like it. I'm a little old school, I guess, but I didn't like it. I just felt like, hey, concussion, if you do go to that concert, you better make sure you're ready Sunday. And that did not happen. So I have to say something about that. Got to make better choices, better decisions there, Malik, because we needed you tonight. That's for sure. That's for sure. Hopefully he'll learn from that and he won't do that again. Corey Johnson, what's goody, bro? Salute. Let's go Giants, baby. Another terrible loss at home on prime time. Yep. Another one. What is the Giants' record on primetime games the last 7-8 years? It's got to be terrible. I know that because I saw the stat line on Daniel Jones primetime the last 6 years. I don't think he's ever won a primetime game. Now, some of them numbers are subjective, but because of the teams he had. But at the end of the day, the record is the record. Right now, there's better talent on this team than he's ever had on the team, and we still can't win a primetime freaking game. This team just can't get out of their own way, man. They just can't get out of their own way. Whether it's the offense, the defense, they just can't get out their own way, man. They just can't. They don't score enough points. That is the problem with this team. They don't score points, man. In its league in the NFL, you got to score. The rules are meant to help you score, and we can't fucking score, bro. When is it going to change? Danny R says, if Daniel Jones wants to offensively use his legs, he has to learn how to use his legs the smart way by sliding early and going out of bounds and not taking hits. Yeah. Shit, we know that about DJ. One thing I'll say, he's tough. I'm never going to come out here and say that man's soft because he's not. He's a tough guy. But you got to be smart with your toughness too. You got to know when to slide. And a lot of these quarterbacks that run, they don't slide when they're supposed to. But he's got to learn how to slide, man. Especially someone who's been so injury prone in his career, whether it's neck injuries, whether it's blowing his ACL out. Slide. He's got to learn that. James Michael says, salute. Salute to you, James Michael. Jones can't put points on the board. This will be his last season with the Giants. Well, if this continues, listen, let's be honest. Anyone out there that's watching this, you know where I stand with Daniel Jones, okay? I'm not sold on him. I'm not. This was This was a sink or swim season for Daniel Jones. We were going to know if he was the guy this year. This was going to be the one. He got the offensive line now, and he's got the weapons. Okay? And Brian Dable is the play caller. I said it many times. I said, I'm not sold on Jones, but this is going to be the year we find out about him if he is the guy. And if he shows he's the guy, he'll be here. It's sink or swim. Because if he don't show it, he's going to be out of here. He's going to be out of here. We're 2-4. We're 2-4. Okay? Has he been bad this season as a whole? No, he has not been bad or as a whole this season. But, you know, when you're 2-4, your offense doesn't score enough points, they're ranked amongst the bottom in a lot of offensive categories. It's going to go there first. It's got to start there. You know, it's got to start there because everything else around him is fine. Okay? And as I've said many times, you're going to get the real on this channel. When he plays good, I'm going to point it out. I'll be the first one to say it. If he doesn't, I'll be the first one to say it. He's played better the last few weeks. He has. We've won 2 out of the last 3 games. Tonight, he was not good enough. He wasn't. Whatever reason you want to make or give, he was not good enough. And if he doesn't become something better than what he's shown the last few weeks, the Giants are going to go somewhere else for a quarterback in the future. Okay, whether anyone likes it or not, that's what's going to happen. It just is what it is. They showed in the Hard Knocks before the season that they were already thinking about it. So the writing's already on the wall what needs to happen this year for him to stay here. Okay, so the Giants better start winning some games fast. Fast. Corey says, under DJ as the quarterback, the primetime record is 1-15. Jesus Christ. 1-15? Oh, that's worse than I thought it was. Danny R says 2-16 primetime record. Either one, it ain't good. Either one you give me, that ain't good at all. That ain't good at all. Now, some of those numbers are a little subjective because those teams weren't that good. A lot of his teams weren't that good anyway. But it is what it is. That's terrible. Terrible. It seems like the Giants just can't. They just can't win primetime games, man. They just can't. It's crazy how that goes. This football team just can't get out of their own way. Can't get out of their own way. And you know you have a bad team when any little thing that goes wrong costs you a game. Costs you a game. And that's what happened. Neighbors was missed tonight, big time. As I mentioned before, his presence was missed big time. Okay? Think about that. Darius Slayton was tied with our starting running back for top yardage in passing, in receiving. 57 yards. 57 yards? And he's a deep threat. What does that tell you? Not good. Not good. Okay, Malik Neighbors, we need him next week going forward. Now, we're talking about concussions, so I'm not at all out here to suggest he should play no matter what. If he's healthy and he can go out there and play, he's got to play, man. He's got to play. I don't want to hear no more, he was at a concert, he was at anywhere. I don't even want to hear he went to the park. You know what I'm saying? And that's not this is not a get off my lawn statement. That's not that type of deal. I'm just at the point where I don't want to hear no more negative stuff with this guy. I love the kid, and I'm rooting for him, and I think he's the truth. And I am so glad he's a Giant. But I don't want to hear you have concussion issues and you can't get past the protocols and you're going to miss games. And then I got to see, in social media, you're out and about partying and all that. It's just not a good look, man. It's just not a good look. So, Malik, please get right this week and let's go get a win against Philly because, man, right now, it don't look too great that happened. The optics just ain't there. The optics are not good for him to have that happen to him, a concussion, and go out to whatever concert he went to or whatever, and then he misses another game. It just doesn't look good. Also, we got to cut this bum-ass kicker. I'm tired. I'm tired. And I'm still on the cut grade bandwagon, so I'm going to tell it to you straight. This bum kicker Joseph's got to go. I don't even know if he's made a kick yet for us this last 3 weeks. Maybe one. He sucks. He sucks. That miss he had, that was points on the board, especially when you have a struggling offense that we have. You cannot be blowing kicks like that, bro. You just can't. And this is what drives me insane too. You know, because this is what drives me insane about the Giant offense, because I know our kicker sucks, and I know that kicking field goals is not a winning formula to win in the NFL. It is not. It's not a winning formula. And, you know, kicking field goals when you're getting into the red zone all the time, that is garbage to me. Garbage. I don't like it at all. And then this guy, he's coming in and he's missing the kicks that even you're playing to get kicks and they still can't make them. Cut this guy, get him out, go get me another kicker. Graham Gano will be here when he's ready. It is what it is. Get me another kicker. There's got to be somebody out there that can make a kick. I'm sorry. He sucks. Get him out of here. Get him out. Man, just another tough one tonight, guys. Another tough one. And next week, here we go. The return. The return of Saquon Barkley. Oh, what a time. And let me tell you something, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. The Eagles don't look great out there either. Let's get into that. They don't look great. They barely squeaked by the Browns today. And matter of fact, I'll go as far as to say, if there was any other quarterback besides Deshaun Watson out there for Cleveland, Cleveland would have won this game today against the Eagles in Philly. So this is a winnable game this week. This is a winnable game. I need the Giants to stand up and go out there and get a win. Stand up and say, you know what? I'm tired of losing to this team. I was looking for this attitude last time when we played the Cowboys and we did not stand up. We went out there and just basically shot ourselves in the foot and kicked field goals all night. I want to see this offense stand up and say, enough. We're a 2-4 football team. We should be better than this. Let's go out there and go kick the Philly Eagle ass. Let's stop losing to these guys. Yes, we beat them last year in the finale last year, and that was nice. That was fun to see. I was happy we did that last year. But I want to beat them when there's things on the line, not just playing spoiler and playing, you know, doing that villain role. I need a win when we need to get a win against that team. This qualifies for that. This qualifies for that. Go out there and get a win, man. Saquon Barkley's return, he's the op. He is the op. Bottom line. He's the op. I don't care what anyone say. Whatever way it happened, the way they lost, the way they departed or whatever, and the loss of communication between them and Shane or whatever, the facts are the facts. He could have went anywhere else. Anywhere else. I would not have complained. He went to the op. He went to Philadelphia Eagle. You become an Eagle, a Cowboy, or a Commander. You are the enemy to me. I don't care who you are. I don't care. This is a big game for the Giants now, even more now that they lost this week. They had a chance to go 3-3, be right in the thick of things in this damn first place race in the NFC East, which is wide open. But no, they blew their opportunity, and here they are at 2-4. You had Washington lose today, dropping to 4-2. The Cowboys got smacked by Detroit at home. And of course, we can't score. There goes, yeah, that's another. We can't score a touchdown against the Cowboys, but they go ahead and go give up 47 to the freaking Lions in their building. Story of the Giants season and their franchise the last few years. The Cowboys got smacked today, okay? The Eagles barely eked out a win, very winnable game. Okay, Giants had a chance to be right there in the thick of it in the damn division race, and they once again they found a way to lose a game they should have won. Go out there, go get me a win against the Eagles, man. I will be out there, man, like this week with the 330 crew. Shout out to my Section 330 crew. It's lit. Can't wait to get out there. Okay, we will be cheering hard, doing what we do. It's up to the Giants to do what y'all supposed to do. Go out there, go beat the Philadelphia freaking Eagles, man. Go show New York owns Philly once again. And when I say New York, you got my New York Knicks beat Philly in the playoffs, took the Sixers out in the playoffs. You got my New York Mets. They went in last week and knocked the Phillies out. Well, you know, it's time for the Giants to stand up to the Philly bully and go beat them when it counts. It's time. Go out there and get us a win, Giants. You're a 2-4 team. Now it's time to stand up and show some fight. Go out there, get one. It's time. That's going to conclude tonight's show tonight. Another tough loss. What will they do going forward now? That's going to be the key. What will we do now? Because Giant fans like us, we here for the ride, whether it's going to be good or bad, we here. What do these players want to do? Go hold a team meeting, do something. Get it together. Because this slop on offense that we keep seeing too many times, especially in primetime games, it ain't it. It's time to stand up, Giants. It's time. What will you do? We're going to find out real soon in a few days. Like and subscribe to Born for Sports. Let's go, Giants.